Hey guys, welcome back to the land of books and movies. And I take it we all need a break from unfortunate events. So I'm going to I'm going to touch base on something I touched on before that I read so you don't have to. It's a different type of unfortunate events, and man, it is word vomit between two book covers with a binding. I covered on it in my video titled what might have been and what better not be. I'm seeing a lot of YouTube channels that take the absolute worst content they've ever seen, be it movies, books, content off the dark web, mangas, anime, and absolutely shit on it. So, here is my hot take on the worst book I've ever read, and I will only recommend it to you if you ate something that you weren't supposed to and you really need to induce vomiting and or diarrhea. It is the Sopaths. Okay, I first heard of the Sopaths on a blog called The Lineup, which is a blog dedicated to the weird, dark, and mysterious. There are, videos, books, blogs, scary stories, the like. So, and I saw a cover like that, and I'm thinking, ooh, this looks really spine-tingling, like something like Village of the Damned. So I order it off of Amazon, and it's a relatively small book. It's right around 200 pages or so. And I was so disappointed and grossed out by this. I got rid of it as quickly as I could. I kind of resold it for pennies on the dollar to Books A Million. Sorry, Books A Million. Sorry. So anyway, the Sopaths. I read it so you don't have to. Fasten your seatbelts, folks. This one is gross. And if you're eating something, put it away. Trust me on this one. The premise is that there are not enough souls to go around for all the children born into the world, and now society is crumbling under the hands of soulless people, most of them children. And so it focuses on a fellow named Abner who has, right out of the gate, received information from his kid's school that his youngest daughter, 5-year old, is a Sopath and goes into some details about some shit she's done. And after this meeting at the school wraps up, he goes home to his wife who is like, yeah, she's bad. She did this XYZ, but forget about that right now. Let's screw. They roll around in the hay. They're on. Little 5-year-old Sopath comes home, kills her 12-year-old brother over a candy bar, and his kills her mother with like a tripwire that causes her to topple down the stairs and break her neck. And when this 5-year-old little monster goes after the man of the house, Abner, he kills her in self-defense by grabbing her by the ankles and swinging her into a wall. Ah. And of course, law enforcement is kind of nonchalant. It's like, yeah, another day on the job. The next day, Abner is out and about, seeing what he shall see, and he happens upon a burning house. Outside of it is a woman just racked with sobs. And just so you know, before I move further, this book is chock full of stupid names. Stupid names that I can't imagine anyone giving people. They're stupid. Anyway, so Abner encounters this woman who's outside her home burning. Her name is Bunty. Anyway, so her story is her insane Sopath son started this house fire and killed her husband and her other kids and was about to kill her, so she pushed him into the fire. All right, we're already off to a pretty rocking start, aren't we? So he takes her under his wing, takes her back to his home, and she's just saying, well, I don't know what to make of all of this, but I do know one thing. I'm really good at screwing and I really want to. So they roll in the hay. Next day, they go about to see what they shall see and happen upon. I can't remember if it's the little girl or the little boy they encounter first. I think it's the boy. Killed his Sopath brother who already killed their parents. His name is Clark. And I forget what he did. Doesn't matter. It's trash. And move forward to see what they shall see. And they happen upon a little girl Her name is Rita, and she had to kill her Sopath brother for making an incestuous attack upon her after killing their parents. So they take her under their wing, and now they are this Sopath survivor family. And they all move into Abner's home just right off the bat. And Abner and Bunty continue to roll around in the hay as often, every chance they get. And of course, the next morning, the traumatized children, walk in on them under the covers post Nookie. And they're like, oh, we were just screwing. It's why we're ass naked. And so the children, little into the adults while they are still ass naked. Can't believe I'm reading this shit. This was like 4 years ago, to my everlasting regrets. All right, moving right along. They advance out to see what they shall see and happen upon other groups of survivors of Sopaths who had to kill their little monsters. And their little support group, kind of like a 12-step program, is called Pariah. And now they've come up with a game plan with Pariah to rid the world of Sopaths, capture them, and capture them two at a time. Them in a holding cell. Give them one meal and tell them they have to share. And let the toddler fight club begin, and it's fight to the death club. These kids will fight to the death with gory results. I'm talking gouged eyes, guttings, throat slitting, just a toddler bloodbath. So they will be rid of one not by their own hands, but the winner of the toddler fight to the death club. Their prize is a quickie execution and being tossed into a drainage ditch. All right, moving right along through their travels, continuing toddler fight club and trying to rid the world of Sopaths one little monstrous shit at a time. And they seem to get closer and closer to this grouping of cities where they're still Sopaths, but the herd is starting to thin a little. And when they get there, there is the absolute. Actually, no. Before I get to autopsy, let me tell you about Nefer real quick. She is the last winner of Fight to the Death, the Fight to the Death Club. And when she's the last one standing in the holding cell, she propositions Abner while she's alone, and I will not say how. And side note, I'm paraphrasing the dialogue. The dialogue is so stupid that these words can't come out. These words, they get stuck in my throat. They're so stupid. The dialogue is just ridiculous. I hate it. Nobody talks like this. I'm serious. So anyway, Nefer keeps throwing herself at Abner. He kind of takes her under his wing as like a double agent. Help me find and destroy the Sopath problem. And while they're on their travels, Nefer keeps wanting certain small scale. I hate saying this because we're talking about a 7-year-old, like sexual favors from Abner as like the price for information. Mostly, make out sessions. Ew. So as I'm continuing, my skin is crawling. I'm thinking I need to scrub myself down with a Brillo pad when I'm done here. Anyway, so on their way to these really stupidly named towns, one of them is Sweet Pea, and Bunty describes it to Rita and Clark that it's named after like diabetes, sugar in urine, stupid, just more stupid crap. They get to Sweet Pea, and the I guess the King Kochi Sopath of Sweet Pea is a 17-year-old Sopath who calls herself Autopsy. Now, the back covered briefing of this story says that she wants to add Abner to her slave collection. Okay, so she wants to torture him? No, she is the fourth in line within this small story to want to sleep with him, screw his brains out. And of course, he obliges. And then as the story progresses, they find out that What is causing a thinning of the herd in this part of the world is a cave mold that acts as both a Viagra and a and like a Plan B pill. So, in exchange, something goes sideways. Autopsy pulls a fast one and has Rita, Clark, and Bunty, strapped to a rack, ass naked, and she's threatening Abner with something. I forget because I was kind of gross. I was really gross. I was kind of grossed out. Anyway, so well, autopsy leads them to the cave with the cave mold that makes people horny but doesn't let them get knocked up. And he wants to screw Glenn. But Abner's had enough of her shit, so he straps a knife to his ween and rapes her to death, basically disemboweling her from the inside out. Our hero. And then it kind of cuts to, finally, solution is found. They're going to process this cave mold into the pharmaceutical. And then it cuts to like an epilogue, kind of written by Clark as a grown man. This cave mold that acts as a birth control and makes people horny is now a pharmaceutical called fungo. And at the top of the heap, the seat in charge of this fungo corporation, they media calls, you know, Rita, now a grown woman, the sexiest CEO in the world. And I'm reading this, I'm like, what the fuck? Her brother's reading this? Seriously? And apparently, as a grown man, as grown-ups, he's now married to Nefer. So now she, being a sopath, admitted sopath, she can love. I don't get it. And this book is gross, stupid. It's too fast-paced for its own good. There's nobody likable, and it really is. And lots of people on Goodreads would agree with me. It reads like a pedo CSAM hardcore jerk-off fantasy. I said what I said. All right. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Please check out my sponsors, my affiliates. If you haven't yet, help my floundering channel get off 480 with comments, likes, shares, subscribe if you haven't yet. By all means, I read this so you don't have to, but if you really want to, Godspeed to you. You're going to be sick when you're done. Just make sure you have a bucket nearby. I love y'all. See you next book and movie.